Hello guys, I'm going to attempt another video. This time I'm going to try be less yappy and do some more stuff, and I thought today would be a good day because I have a free day, which is rare. And there's a lot that will be happening this year, so I wanted to, well, first of all, I'm out of stock of some of my most popular products, which isn't good. So I need to get onto ordering some of them. I might order some new colours, Surikawa colours. Well, one new colour and change. I've run out of pink and purple, which have been my most popular colours. And I can't have booths without pink Surikawas. So I need to get onto that. So we are going to look at that. I have done some new straps for them. And I have a plan for a new design that I want to do today. I actually want to do two designs. So my drink ramen, I've done the milk carton K car theme. And then, so when I did the Supra, I was like, oh, well, I don't know if I want to do a drink. So I did watermelon bubblegum. And my Pink MX5 is nicknamed Bubblegum, so I have to do her. And then I'm thinking, because I'm making the drift car mint, I have to do a mint one too. So just big brain activity right here. But I like these kinds of designs because they're fun and I get to use my tablet, which I don't get to use too much because I'm doing vector illustrations. No AI here, never. I have too expensive a uni degree to waste it on AI, and AI sucks. So you'll never see AI from this brand. If you know me, you know that no chance. So I thought I could actually film me drawing it. So I'll do that. It'll be fun. Don't know what to expect. We'll see. I also had another idea that I don't think I'll accomplish today, but I might start drafting it. I want to make my office cooler, and I was recently inspired by Colette's video. She made her office very cool, but I don't need the things that she has set up in her office. She needed sound editing and all of that, but she hung up one of my Surikawas along with one of my friend's Surikawas. So I have a collection of Surikawas, my history of Surikawas, and some of my friends' ones. So I'm like, I need to hang them up somewhere. But then I had a big brain moment. Apparently I'm productive today. We'll see how long that lasts. I was thinking I could do a print on this wall here. I have this very open wall. I could do a print on it. And I was thinking neon Tokyo street vibes. Like cyberpunk, but Drift Bunny world. So I thought that'd be cool. And then I was thinking I've got a neon sign that a friend gave me. I could put some neon lights in here. I don't know how much that will inspire me to do things. We'll see, because I do like having a cute vibe. And I probably need to add some colour in here. It's very white. So maybe I'll paint one of the walls and put up some art. This wall will be too hard because I have product on it. But I do want to look at maybe printing the backing so that my booths are more me. So I'll just get started on something and see how we go, and it should be fun. So I've already yapped too much, so I'm just going to film some B-roll. If you feel like just chilling, listening to some music, I'll try and make some edits really cool, see how we go. And I also do need to deal with the mess that is the office. It is quite bad, but I don't want to do that right now. I'm the type of person that I like to work in a clean environment, but at the moment, I don't even want to look at this. So I'm just going to see how I go, just drawing amongst this chaotic mess. It's not dirty, it's just a lot of stock everywhere. So it just needs organizing and all of that. And I don't really feel like it. It makes me a bit sad because I don't have any events. I have an event in February, but it just makes me sad. I don't know why. I think it's because I need to order a lot of stock. I need to get my ball rolling for the year. I need to start planning things. And I haven't really had a chance to do that yet. So I figured at least if I start doing some art and getting a bit creative. I can do that later. So we'll see how we go. Just going to chill, listen to some music and draw. So I am fading a little bit. I think I've just spent too long staring at a screen drawing, but I'm actually really liking what I've got so far, so I thought I would show you. And yeah, I might take a little break. When I am inside too much, because like ultimately I work inside, I'll just kind of like go for a stroll around in the garden and go see the chickens and stuff. So I'm going to do that. And then I had a few questions from a Q&A thing that I thought were really good, so I might answer them as well. But this is what I've got so far. So yeah, it's getting there. I like the overall shape that I have going. When I'm drawing like these designs particularly, I try not to take too much from the actual shape of the car or try to make it too realistic. I kind of just look at specific things and make it a little bit more quirky and freehand. So, yep. I'll keep going with it. I don't know if I'll finish it today. I might have to reset and continue another time. Sometimes it's good to take a break and just look at things with fresh eyes anyways, because sometimes you just miss something, and I don't know, I like it, but like I just want to make sure when I'm doing the final details and stuff to it that I'm not rushing it, so it's got to be fun. So yeah, let's go for a little wander outside. A little outside-y chill area. It is a bit warm today. 35 today. It's going to get 36. So some of the things that I notice with working indoors a lot, and I had this a lot at the shop too, I don't get to go outside enough. And I try to do walks and stuff when I had the shop, which I probably don't do enough of here, but I'll at least try and hang out outside a little bit more. And we have very luxuriously was my first time ever owning a pool, so it's really nice. Sometimes if I'm just not feeling like working, or I finish work early, I'm not a slacker, I swear, but sometimes when I finish work a little bit, I'll go for a swim. So today's a Sunday, so technically I shouldn't even be working, but I want to, and I'm doing fun stuff, so it's not so bad. Let's find these questions. Oop, I think I took a screenshot, but let's just see. Hopefully I need to get off the Wi-Fi, I think, because nothing is loading. All right, here we go. Where did I put it? Here. Now, I didn't get heaps of questions, but I thought these questions were really good, so I thought I would answer them. And I'm very good at this. So the first question is, do you do anything creative outside of cars? Not as much as I would like to. I've got my paint easel over there, so I've been trying to just paint, do something crafty. Everything ends up going back to cars. I think it's like my just go-to thing that I enjoy. to draw and to do. And I think that's why I have this brand as well. I didn't start this brand to make money or to do anything like that, which is maybe not the right way to go about it. But I'm very grateful that I will have moments. The whole point of the brand for me is just to have a creative outlet to do things. And I think it's clear with the type of things that I do that I will only do things that I enjoy. It's a bit obvious. I tend to only just do the cars that I have. Like if I was doing other people's cars, the cars that are more popular, then maybe I'd sell more, but I don't know. It's a balance. That's probably too much of a tangent for that question. But I tend to only do creative things that are based around what I enjoy, and it just tends to be cars. I'd like to do some more though, because it's definitely like you need to be doing experimenting, you need to be having fun with colour, you need to be doing some fun things. But you just always bring it back to cars unintentionally. So, alrighty, next question. What would you do for work if you didn't do what you do? Before I started Drift Bunny, I was working at the time I wasn't, but I worked my way up to assistant manager at Autobarn. It was previously Auto Pro. At least I worked there for 7 years. I don't think that just the way that my life was at the time, and I needed a job. I didn't get the luxury of staying at home, and not that that's a luxury. That's not really a luxury to some. But I didn't go out on my own in the world, so I just worked retail. I always wanted to be an animator. That's what I first attempted to study outside of school. But there wasn't really opportunities for jobs in that at the time. This is like 2009. So I didn't pursue study until I was older, and that's when I studied graphic design. So I am a qualified graphic designer. I just don't work as a graphic designer. I could have pursued that as a job on its own, and that was my plan when I first started it. I didn't really think I was going to do Drift Bunny or work for myself full time. And what I do now, I know I don't talk about it as much as I should, and I really want to talk about it more. So what I do now is I don't actually do Drift Bunny full time. I started out that way, and at the time I was just making enough to do that. But now I run a sticker printing business that I do full time, and that's what I do. I'll talk about it more one day, I promise. So if I didn't pursue that full time, I may have been a graphic designer. I don't know how much I would have loved that though. I like doing designs and stuff, but I think I've always just wanted to do it for myself. But as far as out of that, I really don't know what I would have done. I'm not mechanically minded. I am to some degree, but I'm not like someone who is going to pursue that hands-on work. As much as it interests me, it's not something that I feel like I would have pursued as a job. And it's kind of scary because when I worked in automotive retail, I dealt with a lot of misogyny, and so I don't think I would have gone into a field where I would have had to tolerate that more so. I hear it's getting better, but it kind of got to the point that it was just going over my head in my job, and it was really sad. I would have comments made to me all the time, but then I just learned to just shrug it off, which is honestly, it was pretty sad. Yep, I don't know what else to say. All right, last question. What got you into making car content, and how did you start making stickers? The car content, I think I never really had a car to do content with. That's what it felt like. I had my 61, but when I got that car, it was already built. I paid $2,500 for it. So this was in 2011. So it had not built engine. It had an engine conversion. It had the manual gearbox. It had everything that I wanted to do to it. That's why I bought it. So I didn't see myself doing too much to it, and there wasn't much that I could get to customize it with. style it with. I've gotten it to the style that I like, but that's all I've done is coilovers and wheels. So I don't know, maybe. But at the time, car content wasn't really a thing. It wasn't until like 2020 where I was just like, well, that's when I bought the Supra, and then shortly followed by the MX-5. And I was like, this is right where car content was the main thing to do. So as far as getting my business out there, I felt like partly that I needed to do some fun things to cars. But then a majority of that was just me wanting to do fun things to cars. And it was me filling a void of something that I never got a chance to do when I was younger. I just want to remind people as well, I'm 35 this year. So I know when some people will see the cars that I have and they think, oh, you're so lucky, or I wish I could have that. Just remember how young you are. You have so much time. The older you get, I guess, you've been working, you build up savings and stuff. Not that I'm not a responsible person. I never built up savings. I just happened to buy things when I could and got things cheap and all of that. So when it came to just finding something new, I don't know what that was, something new to do for the business, car content just became organic. I haven't really done heaps of car content though. I don't feel like I'm not doing builds. I'm not showcasing the builds. I'm doing work on cars, but I'm not really filming it or doing the influencer style stuff that would probably be beneficial. I'm trying to find out a middle ground of things that I enjoy to do, but usually that's just making cars pink and obviously getting a car to a good quality standard, doing fun things is a part of it, but I don't end up showcasing that because I don't know if I just don't get around to it or I'm too busy doing it in the moment to think about making it content. I also want to preface that I don't make any money on any of my content. I know some other people can or some make a lot. I don't make anything really off of it. The only thing I can do beneficially is try get sales on the website, but I'm not very good at that either. So I don't know. Whatever I'm doing is just for fun and I'm trying to do more. We'll get there. Obviously it would be nice to have an incentive to do it, but it's what it is. I'm grateful that I can do what I can do. So there was a second part to that question. The bug. Oh, I've lost it. Where'd it go? Where do I archive? Oh, and can you get off me, please? Oh my God. I think it's a stink bug. How did I start making stickers? This one's a bit more interesting. So I've been making stickers. When I first started Drift Bunny, I was a custom sticker business based out of the markets. I didn't start at the market straight away, but it was pretty soon after. So I had a market store where I was making stickers. And so I was just doing vinyl cut stickers at the time. This is in 2012, 2013. The crickets weren't really around then. I had a $200 cutter called a Red Sail, and then I had another one that was similar, and they would make a lot of noise. So whenever and this is the peak dubstep era, so whenever I was making stickers in the shop, I'd be playing dubstep because it blended. I'll see if I can insert some noise. I started out doing that and then I kind of stepped away from it and I was like, this isn't really fulfilling me creatively. I want to pursue my own art. So I started doing just Drift Bunny. And then a few years after that, I've always been the type of person that I'd rather make everything that I sell. Unfortunately, I can't, but I tried my best. So I wanted to get a sticker printer so that I could do some printed coloured stuff. I got bored of just doing vinyl cut. So I bought a printer for $3,000 and it was horrendous. It was so bad. I used that for a little bit and then eventually I actually bought a printer for $500. That was so much better, but I needed to spend $3,000 on it in order to get it to work. So I did that and it was awesome. It was fairly detailed. It was just slow, but it was pretty good. It was an SP540V, and I think when the pandemic happened, this is when things changed for me, and I was already doing stickers for a few friends here and there, and I wasn't really pursuing another custom print business. I had one for a minute and then I stopped, and then I was like, I think it had been a few years and the pandemic happened and everyone was looking for a quality printer. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to buy brand new machines. I bought a $10,000 cutter because it needed to be good quality at cutting for the detailed stuff that I was doing. And then I got my printer, which at the time I think was about 40-ish. I got this on business finance, but the cutter I bought outright. It's just crazy. That's another MX5 right there. And then so I got the printer with a laminator, and I bought that brand new. So that was my first ever brand new machine. I had another machine that I did the same thing. I bought it cheapish and then fixed it, but I think we outgrew that machine quite fast. So I got the brand new machine, and then I just was like, well, I guess we're doing this now. And I set up my business, Stickeroos. And at the time, a new friend had moved to the state, Annie, who's also an artist, and we basically just started working on building up Stickeroos, and now it is nearly 5 years old, and I work with artists, and it's really fun. It's really wholesome, but that's what I do majority of the time. And for me, I just always wanted to be able to make my own product. Stickers were a little bit obtainable at the time. But not only that, I really wanted to make unique stickers. I didn't want to just make standard stickers. I wanted to add glittery finishes and do all these things. And I was doing a lot of experimentation, and finding vinyl and stuff in Australia is actually really difficult, and especially it was at the time. It still is now, actually. But some places now have started offering some special finishes and stuff, but we actually don't have suppliers in Australia for that vinyl. And if we do, they are spending a pretty penny in order to use that vinyl. So it is so hard. So I've had to do so much trial and error with the product that I use, and it has been a very long journey. But I'm grateful for what I get to do. I get to work with artists all the time, as well as doing my own thing as well. So I'm very fortunate. I love what I do. But that's enough rambling. Tried to keep it short. I'm not very good at that. But there's so much that I can talk to you guys about. So you're getting it all. I'm a bit warm now. I've gotten my daily dose of sun. So I might see if I can at least get this design 90% done, and maybe I'll try to take some B-roll so that you can actually see a little bit more of what I work around. You see my mess. Let's go see the chickens real quick. I clicked something, you know, like when you do control something, control whatever. I accidentally did, I think, control W, which apparently is to close your document, and guess who didn't save? So I've gone back a step. But with that, I'm taking it as a different approach to recolor things differently. Well, I mean, I like the way I was going, but to at least like look at it with some fresher eyes and perhaps make it a little bit better to what I had previously. So I'm working on that. Yeah, we'll keep going.